Hundreds of teachers walking out of the classroom this Thursday.
Yeah, we are talking to Arizona Schools Chief Diane Douglas. On Monday, Douglas called the walkouts, quote, strike plain and simple. Cameron Riddle joining us now from her office with more on her thoughts about what's going on today. Cameron.
Well, good morning. She has been brutally honest about her thoughts on what is going on today, and she is not a fan, but don't hear it from me. Let's talk directly to her. Superintendent Diane Douglas, you have been brutally honest, and you have said you are firmly against today's walkout. In fact, you literally begged teachers not to do this today. So I guess the question is, how do you solve this?
Well, I think we need to get our teachers back in the classroom immediately. I implore them to go back tomorrow and not leave our children in a lurch, if you will. The reality is at the Capitol, the governor has been negotiating on their behalf. He's negotiating with the legislature. We heard this morning that they're working very hard to come to a resolution getting them the 20% that they've asked for, and the governor's said he would find a way to provide. So they need to be in their classroom. It's sad that the wheels of government grind slowly, but they do. It takes time. And in my opinion, I've said it before, to strike prior to that resolution being worked out is premature at best.
And what about the people who say that you're forgetting that the teachers are not just asking for 20% raises, they're asking for money for support staff as well as increasing the other budgets. It's not just about them, they say.
Well, but we have to come to a resolution. The reality is in negotiations, nobody ever gets everything they want.
So as the superintendent of public instruction, what are you personally doing? Where are you at in all of this? Are you meeting with the governor or teachers?
Our role is really to provide for the families and the students, to make sure they have appropriate information and make sure they can get through this strike crisis that has been created in our state. We have at azed.gov, we have guidance for parents. What happens if your child's on an IEP and is no longer getting service? What happens if your student is a free and reduced student who depends on those meals? Where do you put your child now for the whole day? This is the guidance we're giving as the Department of Education.
All right, as the Department of Education, you have also said that, I heard you on the radio the other day talking about punishing teachers who actually have walked out of the classroom, putting something on their permanent record so that no matter where they work, it comes up that this person walked off the job for this teacher walkout. Is that something you want to do?
I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't tell them the consequences, the possible consequences for their actions. Striking in Arizona is illegal, make no mistake about it. They've walked off the job. It's unfortunate that it came to this, but there could potentially be consequences. Our role as the department is if someone complains, if someone files a complaint, to take it to the investigations unit. It has to be investigated. Then it goes to our professional practices advisory committee. Ultimately, it ends up with the State Board of Ed. I don't make that decision, but I have a duty to the citizens to investigate every single complaint that's filed, regardless of the nature of the complaint.
I appreciate your honesty on that, but I just find that an interesting answer. As an elected public official, you have 57,000 teachers who voted in some way, shape, or form for this around this walkout. 78% of them said that they wanted to see this. How do you, as an elected official of public instruction, tell all of these teachers that I am still for you and then get elected? How does that happen? You're totally against what they're doing, but I assume you're going to be wanting to be elected.
It's an illegal act that they are doing. I have been advocating since I came into office for more funding for education and increased teacher salaries. We released a plan a year ago to give them an 11% increase, $5,000 on average per teacher, and we had a way to fund it. I've been out there speaking for a year to everybody that would possibly listen to me. And so to say I don't support teachers, in my opinion, is not fair. I absolutely do, but I cannot and will not support illegal activities on the part of our teachers. And I represent all of the citizens of Arizona, and that's the children and the families who may be hurt by this.
All right, Superintendent Diane Douglas, who is firmly against the walkout that is happening out there today, as tens of thousands of teachers are expected to be here in downtown Phoenix, as hundreds of schools are closed, thousands of kids are at home or maybe at work with their parents. But here, as you heard from the superintendent, this is a conversation she says is between the governor and the state lawmakers to make a change. And so right now you are hearing the superintendent of Arizona schools say that teachers could be punished and censured for walking off the job today. Reporting live downtown, I'm Cameron Roden with this exclusive interview with Diane Douglas for Arizona's Family.